You know that opening drum hit in AC/DC's Back in Black? That single beat where you just know the song's about to hit you? That's what the Bear 650 ignition feels like. One deep rumble and you're locked in. And from there, the soundtrack of your ride starts. Part exhaust note, part engine arm, and part road under your tires. Today on Man Machine Garage, we're breaking down exactly how the Bear 650 sounds and feels across its rev range, from that mellow idle to full open throttle pulls. Because specs are one thing, but the way a bike vibrates under you and sings out the exhaust, that's what stays in your head long after the ride's over. We'll cover the 4 key RPM zones: idle to 3K, 3K to 5K, 5K to 6.5K, and anything beyond, and tell you where the Bear's in its element and where it's just doing the job. So if you've been wondering whether this ADV twin is all roar, all smoothness, or somewhere in between, this is your episode. Let's start right where the ride begins. That first twist, and the first thing you get is that low, mellow rumble. It's not loud, it's not showy, just a confident, I'm awake kind of sound.
Yeah, mate, it's that modern RE twin voice, refined but still with a heartbeat. You can feel a soft pulse through the bars and pegs, just enough to remind you you're on something mechanical, not an electric blender.
And in this zone, idle to 3000 RPM, vibration is almost non-existent. You can be warming it up outside a cafe and your mirrors won't be doing the Bollywood dance.
This is also your traffic crawl comfort zone. First and second gear, low revs may be filtering through city chaos, and the Bear feels calm, planted and relaxed.
It's a sort of smoothness where you can keep your left hand loose on the bar, sip your chai at a signal, and still not feel like the engine's itching to jump forward.
And sound-wise, it's got that bassy, almost lazy thump. The kind of note you wouldn't mind hearing for hours if you were just meandering through town or on a forest trail.
Exactly. Nothing in this range says, hurry up. It's all steady heartbeat and calm rhythm.
But once you cross 3000 RPM, that's when the Bear stops just warming up and starts talking back.
Which brings us to the mid-range where this engine lives
3000 to 5000 RPM. This is the Bear 650's sweet spot. You roll the throttle in this range and the exhaust note deepens into a clean, bassy growl.
It's expressive without being loud, like the bike saying, I'm awake now, let's stretch our legs. Perfect for city pulls and highway cruising.
And vibration? Still minimal.
You get a gentle thrum through the bars and tank around 4000 RPM, but it's more of a connection than a complaint. Exactly. It's that little reminder that there's a twin-cylinder heartbeat under you, but it never crosses into annoying buzz territory.
On the highway, this is your touring gear zone. 6th gear, 100 to 110 kilometers per hour, sitting in that 4 to 4.5k RPM range, and the Bear feels like it could run all day without asking for a break.
It's also where the engine note and exhaust tone feel most in sync, that blend of low-end warmth and mid-range urgency.
And because you're not revving hard, the fuel efficiency behaves itself too. You're getting the sound, the pull, and the comfort all at once.
If I had to sum it up, this is the zone where the Bear doesn't just move you down the road, it makes you want to stay on the road.
Couldn't agree more. But push past 5000 and the character starts to change. Sharper sound, more buzz,
RPM,
and a bit of
the Bear 650 starts showing a different side. The exhaust note sharpens. Less of that warm bass, more of a fast mechanical growl. Yeah, it's like the bike swapped its coffee for an energy drink. Still smooth, but there's an urgency now. You feel it in the way the note climbs quicker, each gear sounding a bit more eager.
Vibrations do start to creep in here, especially through the grips and pegs. Not enough to rattle your fillings, but if you sit in this band for too long, you'll notice it.
On a long highway run, I'd say keep this range for overtakes and short bursts. It's fun, but not where the Bear feels most at home.
Exactly. This is the engine saying, I can do this all day, but why would you make me? It's capable, but it's not the smooth, easygoing nature of that 3.5k sweet spot.
One thing I do like in this range though, the exhaust note has a bit more bite. It's not obnoxious, but you can feel that extra punch when you're climbing a hill or pushing through wind.
True, and if you need to get past a line of trucks, this is where you dip into. Get the job done, then ease back down.
Push beyond 6500 though, and you're leaving character behind and heading into just doing the job territory, which is exactly what we'll get into next.
Past 6500 RPM and you're officially in the top end. The engine still revs clean, but that rich character you had in the mid-range, it starts to flatten out.
Yeah, the exhaust note turns more functional than emotional, more of a steady mechanical hum. It's still calm for what it is, but you can tell this isn't where the bike's meant to live.
Vibrations are at their peak here. The bars, pegs, even the mirrors start to tell you, alright mate, maybe time to back it down a notch.
And to be fair, this zone's not useless. It's great for quick overtakes, steep hill climbs, or clearing a tricky trail section where you need that extra shove.
Exactly, but holding it here for long highway stretches, you're just tiring yourself and the bike out. The sweet spot will always be back in that 3 to 5k RPM range.
So if we had to sum it up, the Bear 650's exhaust note is deep and mellow down low, rich and balanced in the middle, sharper and buzzier up high, and then purely functional at the very top.
And vibration, minimal to mid-range, polite in the middle, noticeable past 5k, and fully awake past 6.5k. But never unbearable, and that's a win for a big ADV twin.
So keep it between 3 and 5k for the best of both worlds. Sound you'll love, smoothness you'll feel, and a ride you won't want to end.
This was Man Machine Garage, where we talk roads, rides, and the real feel of the machines that get us there.
Catch you next time. Until then, keep your revs in the sweet spot and your thump right where it belongs.